Hey everyone, before I get into this video, a couple things I want to address. As personally, the exact title they're going with doesn't bother me. If anything, it makes sense to go back to the well of what's arguably the most well-known game in the franchise to introduce a whole generation who might not have played previous versions. And second, I'm also not terribly bothered by the new designs, as does have precedent within the early installments of the games, as well as its inspiration and as soon as the original Star Wars trilogy, as well as Super Mario Nation puppet shows such as the classic Thunderbirds and its sister series. With that in mind, here are my thoughts on the recent Star Fox Direct. It's with fresh off a successful turn in Super Mario Galaxy, which, despite the discourse, is on track to join its predecessor in the $1 billion Club, and also, there's talk of a movie of its own coming. I'd have to think about who I'd want to still to voice Peppy, Slippy, and Falco, but I'm looking at a short list in my head for Andros. So let's begin. Between the way that this presentation was structured and how quickly it fell into my lap, but just straight up stealth drop about 3 days ago. Oh, I am going to be going to order than I normally would, with both Shigeru Miyamoto and Yoshiaki Koizumi presiding over the presentation, and much like with Mario, I know that Shigeru's not going to be around forever, or even going to be working forever, but I believe it'll be in good hands with Koizumi, in this case, and the story is relatively faithful to the original game, right down to reimagining in the scene that was only describing text scroll of Pigma betraying the team and potentially getting James McCloud, Fox's father, killed, but is also expanded, handed into a full story sequence. Gameplay looks like it'll be quite entertaining between not only a single player campaign with the Arway and Landmaster missions, but a whole new, really revamped online multiplayer. Especially like the game chat filters. Like I don't have like the camera yet, but again, even the way that you can assume the face of one of their pilots, let's also kind of bring this full circle from like their chatter in the original game, and also I find that quite amusing. In since it reminds me a lot, even though all emotions that Koji was making remind me of how you could make the heads roll 64 on the title screen. It's even compatible with the NSO controller of N64 to give that authentic 90s feel. And also a modern control scheme with the mouse controls. And I also enjoy how there's new difficulty options and challenge settings, though because it's what I'm used to, I'm gonna start my usual run through on normal, and definitely like how they still kept the branching paths in from the original game too. So even though some people are skeptical, some of whom I should not be naming because they've got way bigger issues in their personal life than a video game remake. But I'm one of those who is happy to have any Star Fox Survival at all. I could see Adventure, which is shown off in this video, and Assault coming to GameCube Classics. Personally, I didn't hate the latter. I actually was intrigued by how it added on the on foot missions as well as elements of real time strategy. He, but I also get why people weren't entirely vibing with it. And the voiceovers are actually pretty solid as well. Oh, I'm not sure who they got to voice Peppy, but they have done a fantastic job filling in for the late great Rick May, who was also the voice of numerous characters in Team Fortress 2, including the soldier, her, wherever he is. I hope he's found a place he can teleport all the bread he wants. And it's another one where the available pricing model strikes again, where it's going to be $50 on the eShop, $60 if you want a physical cart, and in my case, it's all the talk of a potential $80 standard list price. It reminds me of just seeing the original game for that going rate. Hey, flipping through circulars for Funko Land and Toys R Us, and I don't know about getting it right at launch. But I definitely can say it is one I would be open to picking up at list price. I guess when given the opportunity. Hey, and I definitely I think it's the right time. I'm, I'm, and also this persistent talk about also getting like a full remake to Ocarina of Time as well. My all-time favorite game, in fact. I mean, personally, it's even though I would be interested to see what kind of gameplay and visual overhaul if any of this I do that. That's and it's one of my go-to ones. I can argue more that even with the future looking a bit foggier than I envisioned, and that the Switch 2 has less in common with the Wii U than it would does, at least for me, with the 3DS, especially given how that system has also been vindicated hated as well. I still have mine. Mine. I still make sure her to give it some juice, and do checks and stuff when it needs them. Yeah. Though not a full-on direct, I am glad to not only have it when there's like one's focus on one game, but also to show who that there's who I was hoping for. The first full year of the system has been going very good so far. I heard about what the shareholders demanded. I'll be addressing that in my game vlog for this month. However, that is the one sure way to maintain interest in any console, to keep the games coming at a rapid clip, which have been doing a very good job so far. And I'm still working through my list personally of ones that have been released within the past 12 months, including ones that came out in the launch window. Oh, that I'm eager to try. So, and also, once this game comes out this coming June, I will definitely be eager to hop into the behind the controls in R Wing once again, and much as I did when I was much younger. Anyway, that'll be all for now, and I will see you all again very soon. Good luck.